Okay, today we're going to make a really simple chicken soup in the Instant Pot. Today we're just going to use this rotisserie chicken that I got at the grocery store. These things are just as cheap as buying a whole raw chicken, so it's just easier to use the rotisserie chicken. So the first thing we're going to do is clean up this chicken and take all the meat off the bones and cut it up or shred it up into bite-sized pieces. And then we're going to put all the bones and skin and all the stuff we don't want into the chicken stock, into the Instant Pot. And we'll make our own stock that way. And so we don't have to buy any chicken stock. So it's going to be super easy. It's going to go real quick. Just watch. Okay, so let's take this chicken out of here. And I don't have any latex gloves for this, so this part might gross some people out with me doing this with my bare hands, but I assure you my hands are impeccably clean. So we're going to put our good pieces of chicken in this lid that the rotisserie chicken came in. So we got to take off all this string on here first, and we'll get rid of that. Here's a nice leg quarter. Just falls apart really easy. And there we go. We'll set these aside here. And I'm going to just put all my bones and skin and all the parts we wouldn't actually eat into the Instant Pot itself, and that's going to be the stock. So this is the breast. Let's go ahead and kind of cut that meat off of there, kind of going down the center of that bone, and we'll kind of dice that meat up. There's one of them. First of all, let's remove the rest of this skin, because we don't want that. We want that in the stock. And go ahead and remove that other piece of breast, and we'll go ahead and cut these up. Let's see, here's a bone. So just use your hands. It's the easiest thing, and just kind of, I like to just shred it, and if it's a piece I can't shred, then I'll take the knife to it, but just shred it into bite-sized pieces or so. And here's some pieces we'll cut up. And you just keep kind of shaving the good pieces off, and continuing with the shredding of this meat, either shredding it or dicing it up, whichever's easiest. And again, we pull off all the skin and the bones. Here's some wings. Not a whole lot of meat on these wings, but I'll pull off what we can use and then just throw all the bone and knuckle and skin and everything in here for our stock. And that's the good thing about the pressure cooker, is that it'll squeeze all of this goodness out of these bones and gristle and skin and things you wouldn't normally eat to make a really good stock. So we're just continuing on the bottom of the chicken here, just pulling off all the skin. And there's a few good pieces of meat under here that we'll use for the actual soup. The rest of it goes into the stock. Okay, so I think we've gotten just about everything we can get off of this chicken. This is going to go into the stock pot. We still got our leg quarters here, so let's see what we can get off of that. Okay, so we've got our good pieces of chicken here we're going to use in the soup, and in here in the Instant Pot is going to be all the bones and skin that we've got that we're going to make our stock with. So let's get on to making the stock. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add about 8 cups of water. 8 to 10. I think we'll do maybe a couple more here. Okay, there's a couple more cups of water. Okay, next we're going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. Six to 8 garlic cloves that I've smashed up with the back of a knife. And this is what makes this chicken soup so much different than just regular old plain old chicken soup, is I've got 2 tablespoons of Herbs de Provence. That's the hoity-toity way of saying Herbs de Provence, but it's actually pronounced Herbs de Provence. And let's give that a little bit of a stir. Next, we'll put the lid on this. Make sure it's on the sealing position, or sealed. And we're going to set this for about 25 minutes. And after about 25 minutes, we should have some really good chicken stock. Oops, I forgot one thing. Here's a couple of bay leaves that we add in there. So let's give those a stir in there. Okay. Good thing I caught that before it came up to pressure. And we'll set that again for 25 minutes. Okay, so while the pressure cooker is squeezing out all the good stuff out of the bones and cartilage and skin, we're going to go ahead and get our vegetables ready here. So I've got 3 stalks of celery and 2 to 3 medium-sized russet potatoes. I've got 2 medium-sized ones and kind of a small one here. And we're going to use about 8 ounces of this, about half of this 16-ounce bag of carrots, and 6 or 7 of these white button mushrooms. And that'll be our vegetables. So let me get these potatoes peeled and we'll start cutting them up. Okay, I've washed this cutting board, so it's not chickeny anymore. And we'll go ahead and cut up these potatoes first. And we're not looking for anything small, really, just kind of like 1-inch chunks. Just kind of bite-sized stuff. If it looks a little too big to take a bite out of, I just go ahead and cut it again. And we'll put all of our vegetables, when we get them all cut up, into this bowl here. Okay, we got our potatoes cut up. Next, we're going to go ahead and cut up these celery stalks. And there's our celery. These baby carrots, they're just a little bigger than I would like them to be, so I'm going to cut them in half. Get about half of this bag out here. There we go. And just start cutting these guys in half. Okay, and there's our carrots. These button mushrooms, I do wash these. I need to go give these a quick wash. A lot of people say don't wash mushrooms or just wipe them off, but I like my mushrooms clean, so we're going to wash them really good. And let's see, we're going to do about 7 of these. And these mushrooms we'll just cut into about 2 or 3 pieces. Depending on how big they are. Okay. And here's our vegetables.
We interrupt this programming to bring you the following important message.
Something's missing. I completely forgot this guy. So I was even contemplating not even uploading this video because of such a major omission. But we didn't even miss this onion. Didn't even discover it till the next day. I just happened to be thinking, I think I left that onion out of that soup. So, but it still turned out just perfectly fine. Like I say, we didn't miss it at all. So if you or somebody in your family doesn't do onions, then by all means just leave the onion out. It'll be perfectly fine without it. Otherwise, just cut up a medium onion into like 1-inch pieces and separate the layers and throw it in with your pile of veggies and add it on into the soup.
We now return you to our regularly scheduled programming.
Okay, this pressure cooker has finished its cooking, and it's gone through a natural release, which means the pressure has released on its own here. We didn't actually force it to release, so let's open it up and see what we have. And we got some good looking broth here. Smells good, so now we're going to go ahead and just strain all this out of here and keep the broth and get rid of all the bones and little pieces of things we don't want. And I'm just going to use this big pan here to strain it into. And this goes in the trash. And then we'll put our broth back into the Instant Pot. And in goes all of our saved chicken that we had. As well as our vegetables here. So all of these go in here. Oops, we dropped one. You could use egg noodles instead of these potatoes. But I kind of like the potatoes for the starch in the soup. But if you use the egg noodles, it'd be a little more like chicken noodle soup. Okay, so give that a little stir. We're going to give this, and we're going to give this 10 minutes on manual on high here. And when that 10 minutes is over, we will actually go ahead and release the pressure on this, and the soup will be done at that point. Okay, this is just beeped and it's finished its cycle. So now we're going to go ahead and release the steam on here, release the pressure. And always be very careful when you do this. Never put your fingers directly over that vent there. But we're just going to push it over to the vent side. Okay, that took a little over 3 minutes to, or 3.5 minutes rather, to get all the pressure released here, as indicated by the pin dropping here. So that means all the pressure is released in there, and it's safe to go ahead and open it up. So that's what we're going to do. And there's our chicken soup. All the vegetables are nicely done, all tender. Let's go ahead and dish out a bowl. Okay, let's see what we have here. Give it a good stir. Lots of vegetables are all perfectly done. The potatoes just kind of fall apart. The chicken looks good. And there we go. Smells really good. It was really easy to make. Hope you guys try this. It's a little bit different because of that Herbs de Provence, but that's what really makes it special, I think. So thanks for watching.